Well, welcome back, everybody. Believe it or not, this is our last lesson of 6th grade math. Who would have thought? We made it. We are skipping 94 and 95. I will get to those next year, which, by the way, I'm so glad. I should have almost all of you next year. We'll have a wonderful time together. We'll only be doing one book, so that's a wonderful thing. And if you're not coming back, please come and visit me sometimes. I hope to see all of you soon and be able to give you a big side hug and remind you how much I love you. I do hope that as we're coming to the end, that before you turn in books, when it's time, you'll get all the information in Renweb. Please go through, erase anything that needs to be erased, clean it up as well as you can. When you do clean out your lockers, remember I love to take old pencils that are left over or composition books that you were going to throw away anyway that have some paper in them. I always like to recycle and have extras for people for next year. So anything that you're throwing away that I could use, you can leave it in front of my door when you're cleaning things up. But be sure to give me a nice, clean, erased book. But before you do that, we have to finish one more lesson. So lesson 96 has two skills. One is estimating angle measures. And the clock is very helpful in this because what we can do is remember like what a 90-degree angle looks like, kind of like 3 o'clock, right? That would be a 90-degree. All right, and so if I had 6 o'clock, it would be 180 degrees. So what that's telling me then is at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, if this is 90, then wouldn't 1 o'clock be 30 degrees and 2 o'clock would be 60 degrees? Okay, good. So for each hour then, we would say there's 30 degrees there, right? Okay. And so at 4 o'clock, this would be 120. And 5 o'clock would be 150 and 180, okay? So for each hour, we're thinking about that as a 30-degree angle. So then, if that's the case, so let me do a little bit of erasing here. If we just looked at 1 o'clock, and we know that's 30 degrees, a 30-degree angle, then aren't there minutes between this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So each minute, if there's 5 divided by 30, 30 divided by 5, then each minute, each 1/12 minute, or 1/36, would be 1/60th, sorry, 6 degrees, okay? So if I said then each minute is 6 degrees, you'd see how this could be 30. Now, I'm not going to get real technical in this. Some of you may not have your protractors at home, but I want you to have a ballpark idea. Okay, we all should know what a 90 looks like. We should know that 60 is a little bit smaller. We should know 120 is a little larger. We should know what 180 is. We should know what 270 is, right, at 9 o'clock, that whole angle. All right, so you get an idea. All right, so let's look at the first example. And if we were just going to guesstimate, all right, angle AOB, I would think that was going to be around a 30-degree angle. So again, if you don't have a protractor, at least give me a ballpark figure that makes sense. And then if we were looking at angle BOC, this is like example 1. I'm on page 661, so I hope you're looking at it. Angle BOC looks like it might be around 60, maybe 70 degrees. So again, give me a good estimation. All right, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about with angle measures. But the second part is very, very important. We want to teach you how to use the distributive property, okay? So if I have something outside of a parenthesis, and we've talked about this is a binomial, a two-termed expression, and we're multiplying 2 outside of this, then what we do is multiply the 2 by everything inside, okay? So 2 times x would be 2x. 2 times negative 3 would be negative 6. And I'm done. I cannot combine x's with integers. So this is done. I've multiplied the 2 by everything in the parenthesis. And do not combine these, okay? They're not like terms. Like terms are going to have the same letter, the same exponent. This one doesn't have a letter, does it? Okay, so we don't want to combine it and say that's negative 4 or something like that. Don't do that. All right, let's do a few more. Okay, so let's take a negative 2 times the x plus 3. All right, again, I'm going to multiply. All right, so negative 2 times x, negative 2x, negative 2 times 3, negative 6. I'm done. Can't combine these. Now, what if I have an x outside of a binomial? Well, that's okay. X times x would be x squared. Very good. And x times negative 3, negative 3x. And again, these are not like. They don't have the same exponent. So you leave it just like this. And then this one. How about negative 3 times x, negative 3x, negative 3 times negative 7, positive 21. And that is your final answer there. Okay, and let's do one other example. This is our last example. No, I have 2, sorry. Spoke ahead. Okay, this one says to simplify. So as you see, I have x squared plus 2x plus 3 times this binomial. So following PEMDAS, I would need to take care of parentheses. So I need to distribute this 3 to everything in the parentheses. So I'm going to write it again. X squared plus 2x. Now, 3 times x, 3x. And 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Now, am I done? Well, wait a minute. I've got some like terms, don't I? So you should always simplify. You should add your like terms, combine your like terms. So I have x squared, but then 2x plus 3x gives me 5x. Very good. And then I have the minus 6. And now I'm finished. So I distributed and I collected like terms. Now the last example. All right. So example 4, x squared plus 2x minus 3 times x minus 2. All right, so I need to clear these parentheses by distributing right here. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 3x. Negative 3 times the x, and then negative 3 times negative 2 would be positive 6. Okay, do you all see some like terms that need to be combined? Oh, good, I'm glad you do. This one and this one. Okay, so this is saying 2x minus 3x. Okay, so if you have 2 x's and I take 3 away, how many do you have left? Negative 1x. Very good. So you need your x squared. You need this combination, and you need the 6. And these are not like, so this is your final answer. All right, you get to do the last try this. I would like you to do A through I. Now, with A, B, and C, just give me a real rough approximation, okay? And then let's go ahead and distribute D through I, and we're going to skip the J through M on the back page in case you don't have a protractor at home. You could give me a guess if you like. So remember, each minute when you're estimating would be 6 degrees. All right, so for A, I estimated that to be 24 degrees, right? Each minute is going to be 6 degrees, and it was at the 4-minute mark, all right? And then AOC was 120, and AOD 42. If you're in the ballpark for those, that's fine. All right, for D, I distributed an x, got x squared minus xy. All right, for E, I distributed the -3, so -6x plus 3. Here I distributed -x. I got -x squared plus 2x. -x times -2, positive 2x. -2 times 4, -8. -2 times -3x, positive 6x. Here I distributed my -3. And I collected the like terms. So this is my answer. Here I distributed the -3, and these like terms, this is a -2x minus 3x. So it's like I'm adding the opposite. I'm adding two negatives, and that's how I got the -5x. All right, and if you did J through M, J should be 55 degrees, K 15 degrees, L 45 degrees, and M 145. All right, so no worries if you don't have a protractor. You can skip those. We will do plenty of that next year. Guys, you've been a blessing, a wonderful 6th grade class. I have enjoyed every minute of teaching you. The online teaching wasn't nearly as fun without your sweet little faces. But I look forward to August and being back together, God willing. God bless you with a wonderful summer. Make sure you do your practice test and finish out this well. And feel free to call me if you have questions. So see Ren Webb for your last assignment, and have a wonderful afternoon.